Our next guest is trying to expose similar fraud in Maine's Medicaid program. He describes himself as the former billing guru for Gateway Community Services, a Maine health services contractor run by a Somali American. He alleges it defrauded taxpayers out of millions. We reached out to Gateway Community Services. They declined to give us a statement. So joining us now is that Maine whistleblower, Christopher Bernardini. Christopher, thanks for being with us here today. So tell us about this Gateway Community Services, the connections to what's been going on in Minnesota in terms of originating from a Somalian, and what you saw.
Oh man, where to start? I saw a lot of fraud on the back end with, the billing claims that were just not accurate, not adding up, times not adding up, unsure that staff actually, performed the job functions in the home of the clients. I made a connection from Gateway to the Minnesota people by, them telling me about their family they had in Minnesota. The executives of Gateway, the Somalian executives, had family that they used to visit in Minnesota. Their family used to visit them from Minnesota. And they used to talk about the agencies they ran out there. It was a similar kind of setup, So there was a connection there between all of them.
Christopher, how long had this been going on? You were at Gateway for quite some time. How long do you think this has been going on, this fraud?
I was there from 2018 to recently 2025. And I hadn't realized about the audit that had been completed in 2018. So before I even got there, they were complicit in some of this stuff. And that was corroborated by the audits that were reported in the Steve Robinson article from the Maine Wire. That's what really made me come forward, because I had been reaching out, internally, blowing the whistle since 2024, early 2024, and, I wasn't getting anywhere. So when I saw his reporting in March of 2025, and Gateway was talking about it internally, how it was just some racist reporter, reporting this stuff about them, I just made the connection, and I hadn't known about him or the Maine Wire or any of this stuff. So I had my own intuition that led me to find what I found.
And how much? What do you think? What do you think is the extent of the fraud?
Oh man, it could be in the millions. The audit revealed almost $1 million back in 2018 in overbilling, and our programs had grown significantly since then. One of the programs I worked in was an entirely new program, so who knows? Like, it could be in the millions all those years. 7 years I was there, and I didn't see a lot of stuff at first, but during the pandemic, especially the last few years, I've been working remote from Florida. And so I didn't see any of the people. I didn't see any of the staffs in person, none of that stuff. I just saw the massive amount of turnover, new people coming in, a lot of migrant community getting jobs, a lot of new migrant clients, stuff like that. And like a lot of the stuff I just couldn't verify. There was no way for me to verify that what I was billing out was real, was accurate at all.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're learning about what happened in Minnesota. I think everyone in Maine should be on the lookout as well. We appreciate you blowing the whistle and sharing the information with us here today. It's all alleged at this point, but this is something that everybody in Minnesota should be asking questions about. Rather, everyone in Maine, in addition to Minnesota, should be asking questions about. Christopher Bernardini, thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.